Hi, I'm Mike Eddington. I'm the CTO of Peach Fuzzer, and I'm here to talk to you about a new product we're releasing in January called Peach API Security. One of the things we've seen as a trend in the industry is everyone's doing in-browser applications backed by web APIs. In fact, web APIs are now everywhere. They're in embedded devices, refrigerators, toasters, all the way up into mobile devices. In fact, almost every mobile app you have on your phone is probably backed with web APIs of some form. Along with this, we've seen a trend towards more agile, continuous deployment types of development, where engineering teams might release small new portions of code multiple times a day. As we do this and switch over to more agile type development systems, a lot of the existing security tools and processes start to break down. And so many of our customers have been asking us for solutions in this space over the last couple of years, and that's kind of gone from a trickle of requests up into kind of a storm of requests. And so we sat down and decided that we needed to solve a few of these problems to get teams working more efficiently, faster, and more securely. Some of the shortfalls of existing solutions that we've found is that the existing solutions tend to be very kind of point and shoot, meaning an operator points them at a single service, API, or endpoint, hits go, and then after a certain period of time, you get a result of pass or fail. As we move into these new areas of microservices and more complicated services that interact in interesting ways, it kind of falls short of getting you good coverage. These tools, some of which have some basic integration into developer tools, are kind of lacking of deep integration into engineering teams, doing things such as picking up log files, doing full integrations into CI deployments, and integrating into other tools like Jira bug tracking, Bugzilla, and so on. Additionally, these tools all force a change of flow for developers. Either a developer is required to run a tool, or a security engineer is required to run a tool, and to understand how to run the tool. Where we expect the dev not to have to change their workflow at all. It's the optimal solution. Additionally, much of this testing occurs late in the process. So instead of happening on every deployment, which may occur multiple times a day, it may only occur once per cycle. And so there's the fear that you might be pushing and releasing software that has security issues into it, and then it might take some time to find those out. And finally, most of these tools are not just focused on web APIs in general. They're kind of general security tools that have been backfitted to allow handling of APIs as well. And so with Peach API Security, our goals are not to change the developer workflow at all, have very tight integration into development teams, and to really focus heavily on testing the APIs quickly and comprehensively. Some of the things that we are doing with Peach API Security is supporting a full range of API technology. So this is your REST APIs, your SOAP APIs, your JSON RPC, essentially any API technology running over HTTP is kind of our target focus. Additionally, while we're known as a fuzzing company, for this tool, we're not only doing fuzzing, but we're also integrating security testing, things such as OWASP Top 10, PCI Section 6.5 requirements, and so on. Peach API Security is designed to be a step in your CI pipeline. In the CI system you're using, it does not matter to us. We are compatible with almost every major CI system, including things like Jenkins, Travis CI, TeamCity, and Circle CI. Additionally, we'll be able to utilize existing test automation by hooking frameworks like JUnit, NUnit, also supporting Selenium test cases, and several other frameworks out of the box. So now I'm going to do a quick demonstration of the tool and how it might be utilized by your team. So here we have a Jenkins installation with a typical pipeline that is now including Peach API Security as a step prior to deployment. And so as you can see, we have kind of a preparation or checkout of source code phase. We have your traditional build phase that may also run your existing test automation. And we have a new step that would be added in which we run Peach API Security against your build. And finally, there's a deployment stage. Now, as you can see by looking at this, we see our first build down below was blocked being deployed because we found security issues in it. We can see several builds that passed and were deployed that had no issues. And finally, our last build we can see has issues. Now, if we dive into the last build we did, this build 19, you'll see that we have test failures we can look at. And if I pull up those test failures, what you're going to see here is just like you would see your normal test automation failures, you can see our Peach API security tool has reported back a number of security issues that it's identified in the target. Now we can go ahead and we can expand and view those results right here in the tool without going anywhere else. And so this is what a normal developer might do to fix existing test automation failures. And so they would automatically know to come to Jenkins, look for test failures for the build, identify what those issues are, and then try and fix them. Additionally, the developer can also optionally use our web interface to take a look at the same security issues that they might see inside of Jenkins. And so here we're looking at the same job, and as we can see, we have a listing of security issues. Right now they're categorized by OWASP Top 10. We also display exploitability and impact issues. And we can go in and we can take a look at each of these issues in more detail. Here we see information about the issue that's found. We see which operation and endpoint it was in, which parameter was being tested when the issue was found. We have pointers to the CWE and OWASP websites, as well as we have detailed descriptions of what testing was performed, how we detected this was an issue, and then also provide copies of the original request that was generated, the actual modified request that we sent along that generates this issue, along with the response that was gotten back from the web server. And finally, we're also going to toss in a non-tested request and response, so you can see what normal traffic and response might look like when the issue does not exist. And so this is typically enough information to go back for a developer to fix these issues quite quickly. And as you see, we have a number of different issues being found in this specific target, ranging from sensitive information disclosure like stack traces, files are mistakenly left in a deployment folder. We have issues with API tokens, in which removing an API token did not cause the operation to fail, and also other forms of sensitive information exposure. So as I mentioned earlier, the tool does check for the majority of the OWASP Top 10, as well as doing fuzzing and other checks. In conclusion, I think that our tool provides a lower time investment to use and maintain than our security tools. Has a lower impact on developer workflow. In fact, the expected use of scenarios is that the developer would basically never even have to use or maintain the tool outside of configuring new builds to be launched. We do automatic testing via CI integration, and we feel that with integration into all these systems, there's a lower cost of ownership, there's a large return on investment, and the quality of deployments goes up dramatically. And if you'd like any more information to see a more in-depth demo or perhaps apply for a trial, please contact our sales team at sales@peachfuzzer.com. Great, thank you so much.